Sentient is a story about a young woman whose ability to communicate with animals leads her on this very, very treacherous journey to take down a food industry that has destroyed the country. The idea for Sentient came to me because I was new to veganism and I was new to even the whole concept of animal rights and thinking about animals in my whole scope of sentient beings. And so I think what happened was I was seeing a transport truck driving down the highway and never before had seen one before, or at least maybe I just never noticed it. And it was full of pigs, and it really bothered me. And becoming more and more aware of the billions of animals that are violated, their lives cut short, killed really every single day, and I mean billions. That really had an effect on me.
It is just a really cool story about what our future could become if we don't pay attention to the way we're treating our animals and our atmosphere. Every week you get to know a little bit more about each character, and then you see how they're all interconnected. It's always very packed with interesting stories, but very short at the same time. And you really get to learn a lot about the characters, and a lot happens in just the short chapters. So it really does leave you wondering what's going to happen next.
I think I like Paige because she is a self-sufficient woman, very active, and I think she's got a passion for what she's doing.
My favorite character is actually the Knocker and Bertan. Technically two characters, but you kind of have to read the story to know what's going on. And the reason that I love them is because Bertan is a character that is so intense, and he has a story that really, really, really needs to be told. He's had so much of a difficult life as an undocumented immigrant from Honduras, having had a past as a gang member in Honduras. He's had a really rough life, and it sounds to me like he really wants his story to be told. So I have a lot of compassion for Bertan, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
As soon as I have a favorite character, we start developing more on some others, so I don't think I have a favorite at this point. I'm very pleased right now with the Knocker, and maybe that's because we've gotten more backstory, and that really drew me in quick. The whole backstory and then going through this was like, oh. I was like on the edge of my seat reading. I was so happy. I was so excited to get the completely different angle that I was expecting this to come from. It kind of threw me for a little bit like, oh, by being part of the patron, you're helping with that because you're staying involved more. And for a small little price, it's well worth it.
To be a patron on Patreon means not only, number one, that you are essentially providing the financial support to help us continue to maintain this project, but also you are receiving rewards that you might not otherwise get as a patron, and also you are participating in an experience. You're participating in the voting on what happens next, so essentially you also get to participate in the novel writing experience with us.
With this, I'm getting these notices right to my phone, and it's like perfect. I get this right to my phone, I can read it right on my phone, and I'm not even that big of a smartphone person, but it's just so convenient. I get to read it right there. $5 a month, it comes straight to my phone. I get the episodes early. I get all the little extras. I get to see like your research you put on that. The whole idea behind this was to get the community together.
I'm a believer that we're all interconnected, and Sentient as a main theme has a lot to do with interconnectedness and community. And when one part of a community is suffering, then every other part of the community is going to suffer as a result.
It's a small amount of money. It's a small amount of time. But I think what you're going to end up, doing is much greater than yourself. This whole thing is about being much greater than an individual. The community.
A lot of people would say that this is more geared toward people who are animal rights activists and people who are non-meat eaters, but honestly, I'm neither one of those, and I love the story.
I tend to think if you're at least a little bit wanting to be community-oriented or worried at least a little bit about this earth, this is just something you do, period.